Hey everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast for Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. Alright, so today we are still definitely in this solar eclipse energy. If you did feel like there's been some new shifts of perspective since last Sunday or yesterday, it is a great time moving forward to maybe start to implement these new perspectives from the solar eclipse. It is suggesting a brand new beginning for the next 6 months in regards to our individual and collective life paths. But with this, we do have a lot of retrogrades still going on all the way, especially up until July 11th. And so still good to be flexible with a lot of things, be reconsidering, and when we are implementing things, to do so with willingness to change, learn, and adapt as things do unfold. So today we do have the moon well set in Cancer though, so the theme today likely around our cultivating more of a protective environment, good for maybe spending time at home in our private life, maybe reflecting on the past a little bit, just creating more emotional security for ourselves. And Neptune is also retrograde here today for the next 6 months as well. So if there is anything that you may want to go back and redo regarding spirituality, regarding bringing more peace and receptivity into your life, could be good to do that with this retrograde. All right, so let's take a look at all this here in more detail when we return. All right, so here is the sky for this Tuesday. And again, we are using the visible sky called true Sidereal Astrology. This is very different from mainstream astrology, which unfortunately does not use the actual constellations in the sky. So if you are new to the channel, definitely check out that link down below for more information, because the signs do change between the mainstream and this system. All right, so let's go and take a look here at the moon's placement, representing both the theme of the day and usually how we're feeling both personally and collectively. And so in this case, the moon is in protective Cancer, the crab. So great day of creating that protective environment for ourselves. It could be through our private life or home life. Could be through reflecting on the past, just getting in touch with more of our intrinsic values, personal values, and creating that safe and secure environment to do that. This can also be great for accessing our more nurturing and protective side and caring side when it comes to our interpersonal relationships as well. So great to develop that this phase of the lunar month. Now what phase we're in is still very much in the new moon / solar eclipse phase. We just had the solar eclipse a couple days ago. So still a time of fresh new perspectives and potentially some new beginnings starting to slowly emerge as we do slowly build some momentum here for both this lunar month and this next solar cycle. So with this, the new beginnings were about Taurus and Gemini, creating more of that resourcefulness with Taurus, but also willingness to get into a more communicative and learning and adaptive side with Gemini. In fact, we do have a lot of Gemini energy moving forward for the coming weeks. We do have the Sun, who's recently shifted into here, Mercury, who's retrograde here, and we'll pass through it again direct. So lots of emphasis, and I think the larger focus is great to be doing that, focusing on how we can learn, be curious, and be willing to share and exchange with others. It's great for communication, reading, writing, and anything on a very practical level. Now, of course, like I was saying, with all these retrogrades, it is good to be very flexible right now, because information often changes, things often change during retrogrades. And so with whatever this new perspective is from the solar eclipse, or for some of us already seeing the new beginnings with the retrogrades, good to be adaptive, because things aren't quite moving forward just yet. Once both Venus and Mercury go direct, it will put a lot more forward moving energy on this. Venus will go direct here in a couple days, tomorrow and the next day, and then Mercury will go direct on July 11th. So giving it some time, of course, still maintaining a bit of willingness to adapt, change, and really fundamentally experiment. You know, retrogrades, especially Mercury retrogrades, are a good time of experimenting, not necessarily waiting for things to happen, but to, you know, try new things in a way that we're willing to make mistakes. There can be plans A, B, C, and D, and maybe going back and redoing things. It's a great time, especially with Gemini, to go back and re-edit things, redo things we've done maybe the past few months, or communicated, right? Anything on this practical realm. So no major aspects going exact today, but we do have Neptune going retrograde, which will probably feel just this general time period, although we don't feel it that strongly because Neptune's not a personal planet. It's a very subtle energy. But I would say this part of the week, it is really good to start to see if there are some things that we may want to revisit that will lead to more peace and well-being in our life, right? Neptune has recently entered into where Neptune rules, which is Pisces. Very comfortable placement there for Neptune, which will feel more of an emphasis with next year once Neptune is officially in Pisces. But nonetheless, if there has been some things that you feel like you've started to incorporate maybe these past few months that has been more receptive, bringing more peace into your life, or maybe cultivating some dreams or ideals, now it's a good time to kind of revisit that stuff, right? For the next 6 months with Neptune retrograde, revisit how we can bring more peace, more spiritual well-being, and maybe reduce some of these ideals or things important to us on a soul level, which are still very emphasized because Mars is in Pisces. And so it's a great time for taking action towards any dreams, ideals, things important to us on a soul level, or will bring in more peace and receptivity into our life. All right, everyone, so that's the day in a nutshell. A very straightforward day, definitely still in the solar eclipse energy. If you haven't yet seen that video, do check that out. But time of new beginnings for both the month and the solar year in the sense to our life path. A lot of it now is focused on developing our communicative side, willingness to learn and be adaptive and more flexible, which is the Gemini energy. Now with the moon in Cancer today, though, the theme for the daily side of things is about creating that protective environment, getting in touch with our feelings, our past, maybe a more personal life, private life, to connect to the softer elements of life and create that protective environment in order to do that. All right, so everyone have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that like button. If you're new to the channel, subscribe for more daily videos, and I'll see you all tomorrow for the next daily forecast. Take care.